Imagine standing on a world where metal melts in the daytime. But a few hours after sunset, it's colder than anywhere on Earth. A world where the sun can stop in the sky, even move backward for a while, and then continue forward again. This strange place is not from a sci-fi movie. It's real. It's the planet closest to our sun, Mercury. Most people ignore Mercury. It's small, gray, and hard to see because it's always close to the sun's bright light. At first glance, it just looks like a boring dead rock. But that first impression is wrong. Mercury is not just a rock. It's a world with scars, a broken past, and a very strange present. It might be one of the most extreme places in the whole inner solar system. Today, we're going to visit it. To reach Mercury, we dive toward the sun, and as we get closer, one thing stands out: speed. Mercury races around the sun at about 47 kilometers every second. That's faster than any other planet. While Earth needs 365 days to go around the sun one time, Mercury finishes its year in just 88 days. But even though it moves quickly around the sun, it spins very slowly. Mercury turns once every 59 Earth days, and because of the way its spin and its path around the sun line up, one full day from sunrise to sunrise on Mercury lasts 176 Earth days. So on Mercury, one day is actually longer than 1 year. Now imagine you're standing on the surface. The sky above you is almost black, because Mercury has almost no air to spread the sunlight around. You look up at the sun. It's not a small yellow circle like on Earth. Here it looks about 3 times bigger and shines about 7 times brighter. It's like a giant white fireball hanging in the sky. But if you watch the sun for many days, you would see something that feels impossible. At some places on Mercury, the sun rises, slows down, seems to stop, moves backward a little, and then turns around and moves forward again. This isn't magic. It happens because Mercury's path around the sun is shaped like a stretched out oval, and its speed changes as it moves. The way it spins and orbits makes the sun look like it's dancing in the sky. Mercury takes the idea of a weird day to a whole new level. Now let's talk about the temperature. Because Mercury has almost no atmosphere, there is nothing to carry heat from one side of the planet to the other. In the middle of the day, under that huge sun, the ground can reach about 430 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt lead. Any normal spacesuit would be destroyed there. But when the sun finally sets, the heat has nothing to hold it in. It escapes straight into space. The temperature drops fast. By night, it can fall to about minus 180 degrees Celsius. So one side of Mercury can feel like an oven, while the other side is colder than the coldest places on Earth. 430 degrees by day, minus 180 by night. Same planet, just a long, slow turn from light to dark. With a world this close to the sun, you wouldn't expect to find something else: ice. At Mercury's North Pole and South Pole, there are deep craters where sunlight never reaches. The sun is always low on the horizon there, so the bottoms of those craters stay in permanent shadow. Spacecraft and radar have found bright areas in those dark spots, and scientists are pretty sure those bright areas are water ice. Billions of tons of frozen water hidden in places that never see the sun, only a short distance away from land that can melt metal. On Mercury, fire and ice live side by side. From far away, Mercury looks a bit like our moon, full of impact craters and gray dust. But on the inside, it's very different. Mercury is much heavier than you would expect for a planet its size. It's like picking up a small rock that feels as heavy as a bowling ball. That's because most of Mercury is made of iron. Deep under the thin rocky crust, there is a giant iron core that takes up almost the whole planet. Compared to Earth, Mercury's core is huge. It's like a metal ball with just a thin shell of rock around it. How did it end up like this? One idea is that Mercury used to be bigger. A long time ago, maybe it was more like Earth or Venus, with a thick outer layer of rock around its core. Then something terrible happened. Billions of years ago, a big object, maybe another baby planet, could have crashed into Mercury. The impact would have been so strong that it ripped off most of Mercury's outer rock and blasted it into space. What was left behind was mostly the iron core, with only a thin crust holding it in. So the Mercury we see today might just be the leftover heart of a larger world that was mostly destroyed in the early solar system. It's like finding only the engine of a car after the rest of the car has been torn away. We can't be completely sure this is what happened, but the strange size of Mercury's core makes this idea very likely. Mercury's story doesn't stop there. That giant iron core is slowly cooling down over billions of years. When hot metal cools, it shrinks a little. As the inside of Mercury shrinks, the solid outer crust gets squeezed. It has nowhere to go but to fold and crack. This squeezing has created long, high cliffs called scarps all over the planet. Some of these cliffs are up to 3 kilometers tall and hundreds of kilometers long. Imagine the ground pushed up into a huge wall because the whole planet is getting tighter on the inside. So Mercury isn't just an old quiet rock. It's still changing shape very slowly. It's like a dried fruit that keeps wrinkling with time. The planet is shrinking, slowly crushing itself into a smaller ball of rock and metal. You might think Mercury is easy to visit because it's closer to the Sun, but getting there is actually very hard. Earth is moving around the Sun very fast, and to send a spacecraft from Earth to Mercury, you have to change its speed a lot so it doesn't just fly past or fall into the Sun. In fact, it can take more energy to send a spacecraft to Mercury than to send one all the way out to Pluto. That's one reason we've only sent a few missions there. Mariner 10 flew by Mercury in the 1970s and took the first close-up photos. Messenger arrived in 2011 and went into orbit, mapping almost the whole planet and studying its surface, its core, and its thin layer of particles around it. After years of work, Messenger ran out of fuel. Instead of just drifting away, it was sent crashing into Mercury on purpose in 2015. It hit the surface at about 14,000 kilometers per hour, leaving a new small crater behind, one more mark on a world already covered in scars. Today, another mission called Bepi Colombo from Europe and Japan is on its way to Mercury for even more detailed studies. So what is Mercury really? It's the smallest planet in our solar system. It's the closest planet to the Sun. It has days hotter than an oven and nights colder than deep space. It hides ice in craters that never see sunlight. It might be the leftover core of a planet that was mostly destroyed. It's still shrinking, forming giant cliffs as its inside cools. Mercury looks simple from far away, but up close, it's full of mysteries. Why is its core so big? Exactly how much has it shrunk? How much ice is really hidden in its shadows? Could that ice help future astronauts one day? Mercury is like a history book from the early solar system. Its broken surface and strange inside hold clues to how planets form, how they get destroyed, and how they survive. We often talk about the show-off planets, the rings of Saturn, the storms of Jupiter, the dusty plains of Mars. But tiny Mercury has its own story. It has faced the Sun's fire for over 4 billion years. It lost most of its outer layers. It's being squeezed by its own cooling core. It is burned, cracked, and wrinkled, but it's still there, frozen by night, burning by day. A small, tough world of metal and stone, still circling the Sun, long after so many other things in our solar system have come and gone. And it will keep going, long after we are gone too.